Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday evening. And just FYI, just for your information, in about 1 hour, I will be speaking, I believe, to Susie Dawson for Unity on the Unity for Julian channel. It's another online vigil. I'm very, very, very honored. And hello, everyone. God bless you, Jamie Chase. And RC Works. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. And we're going to have a pretty good live stream. A really good live stream. So let's just get right into it. So, Judge cautions Mueller team on high bar for Manafort conviction. That says a lot. That is a Fox News article. That's stating a lot. It's basically the only thing they have, the only thing they ever had to try to hurt Trump was hurting Manafort. There was no Trump-Russia collusion. There was no such thing as Trump. The entire concept is ridiculous and absurd. Absolutely absurd and ridiculous. So the interesting thing is when you go ahead and you say that Trump worked with Russia to cheat the Democrats, who then cheated one of their candidates in Bernie Sanders. And it's interesting, the more all of this kind of saga unfolds, the more I realize that perhaps, not that Bernie was in on anything, but perhaps he never cared about losing to begin with. If you care about something, you should fight. There is no blue wave, and the progressive movement is pretty much in shambles right now because Bernie didn't. This push for single payer is a one single issue. Bernie's original platform, which is why I wrote over 100 articles stating that he would defeat and he was better than Hillary Clinton, is only one. His overall platform was a big part of it was bringing home soldiers, ending regime change, all of these things that conservatives agree with. So it wasn't just single payer. It was also breaking up too big to fail banks. It was also reinstating Glass-Steagall. You're no closer with those things if you vote Democrat. So one rebuttal is, well, why don't you just vote Democrat? You're closer. It'll get you to the same place faster. No, it won't. Not with I mean, I'm no longer a progressive, especially since I value the Second Amendment so much now. And I thank goodness that I've been introduced to the world of the Second Amendment because it's just awesome. It's a great time. It's something that I think everyone should do. All Americans should take advantage of that. But anyway, the notion that Trump worked with Russia to hack the DNC is absurd. It's stupid. It's a stupid thing to think. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's an absolutely ridiculous, absurd notion. And, well, let's just go ahead. And so the only thing they started this Mueller probe, which even the Mueller probe is just so based on nothing, no evidence, based on the moderate to high confidence assessments of people who it's not the security community, it's people who hate Trump. And then obviously, well, what is the FBI going to say now? What's the CIA going to say now? What's the ODNI going to say now? Of course, they're going to say, oh, well, Russia is really Russia is still going to hurt the election. Russia's still going to hurt the election. You have to be careful because they have to make themselves seem important. What are they going to say? Yeah, we really don't have any major threats, so you can slash our budget. No, they're going to say, oh my God, we have to worry about Russian election hacking. Or what are they going to say? Oh yeah, our predecessors were doing this to simply help President Obama. They're not going to go there because then they would be hurting themselves in terms of their prestige or in terms of their budgets or in terms of just why they exist. The CIA and the NSA, the FBI are not going to go ahead and say, oh yeah, by the way, everyone who came up with this nonsense, they're all wrong. So let's go ahead. I mean, they only have the Manafort trial. And the Manafort trial is an example of simply, I'll be speaking with Elizabeth Voss. Fantastic. Okay. I'll be speaking with Elizabeth Voss and in 1 hour. 1 hour. So, but the Manafort trial is simply an example of a fake, phony, ridiculous, not only witch hunt, completely fabricated investigation without even a crime, without not just evidence, without a crime. There's no crime. They haven't even accused Trump of anything. Papa D, Undertaker's assistant. There's no more room for nails. We need a bigger coffin. Undertaker, I was afraid of this. It's the ankles. Visual art. Well, I think that, putting a nail in the coffin regarding all of this, if that would be the metaphor. Papa D, thank you. I mean, all of this is basically a bunch of nonsense that now is completely blowing up in their faces. Judge cautions Mueller team on high bar for Manafort conviction. So the Steele dossier was a bunch of nonsense. BuzzFeed suing the DNC. It's being sued. The Fusion GPS is being sued. Christopher Steele is being sued. Very likely hundreds of millions of dollars total in defamation lawsuits. You have James Clapper, John Brennan, and James Comey, all embarrassed, disgraced. You have Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. Their business is out. Peter Strzok obviously documented everything. We have an insurance policy. We're going to stop Trump. All of these things. You still have no evidence, and now you have a trial that they might lose. So we're now entering the really embarrassing phase of all of this. We're now entering the really, really, really embarrassing phase where you have a situation where then not only do they have nothing to begin with, but they could lose the only thing they possibly have, which is to hurt Mueller, simply to get him to flip and sing about something they don't even know took place. They're moderately confident the DNC was even hacked, and they have no evidence of anything. Alexander M. Gonzalez, what? I want to shoot, own a gun, Bernie 2020. Well, you go to Alexander, always be safe and responsible. Just go to a great instructor at an indoor outdoor range, and take a bunch of courses and learn how to safely and responsibly handle a firearm, and go from there. But definitely go to a licensed, responsible, good instructor at a local firearms range, and just be safe. And just go from there. You have to learn, get into it, learn about it, learn about how to handle even an unloaded weapon for a firearm. Just be really, really safe. Really, if you're safe, you're okay. If you're, just always just be very, very safe. But anyway, so judge cautions Mueller team on high bar for Manafort conviction. The judge in the Paul Manafort trial reminded special counsel Robert Mueller's team on Friday of the high bar for conviction. They must prove the former Trump campaign chairman knowingly violated tax and bank laws related to his political work overseas. There you go. On the trial's fourth day, U.S. District Court Judge T.S. Ellis III indicated he believes the prosecution has demonstrated Manafort had control of foreign bank accounts despite checking a box on tax returns saying he didn't have them. But Ellis reminded prosecutors the government has to prove that Manafort knew what the requirement was and that he deliberately violated it. So, Mark Skog. Trump should offer HSC $1 million to live stream her yoga routine. He actually should. It would be the most watched live stream of all time. That's true, Mark Scott. That's true. That is true. That is true. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. So, Friday's testimony is focused on tax fraud charges. The years involve 2010 to 2014, or before Manafort worked for President Trump's campaign. So again, the ridiculous notion that you could just go after, you could simply just go after people just to hurt them, just as a show of power. That's dangerous, because if Trump could get the government to work like that, you could just go after Cheryl Mills. You could go after Heather Samuelson. You could go after David Kendall. You could go after Brian Pagliano. You could go after Reddit Stone Tier. You could go after Justin Cooper. You could go after Bill Clinton. You could definitely, of course, the criminal, Madam Criminal Hillary Clinton. You could go after everyone at Platt River. You can go after everyone at Dado Inc. You could go after everyone at Fusion GPS. Christopher Steele. You could go after, then, of course, they are going after James Comey because he actually did leak classified information. So, I mean, this is not like the term is the euphemism, or the term is a ridiculous term, weaponize. But if Trump wanted to weaponize the system against those who weaponized it against him, it would be game over for them, because they actually committed crimes. And there's actually evidence of crimes they committed. Could you imagine? Mike Sherman, Dems are falling into the president's trap to get voter ID to save us from the Russians. Dems overplayed their hand again. Exactly. It's unbelievable. Everything they do, they lose. Every single thing they do, they lose. They cannot win. They're like incapable of winning. They are just incapable of winning. They're just incapable of winning. Everything they do, they lose. It's just it's unbelievable. And the interesting thing also about all of this is that they don't realize when, like, they don't have any concept of losing or hypocrisy or irony, or when they've been proven wrong. They have no concept of that. So they're so distraught and frustrated, and they have such contempt for losing that they're again calling Trump a racist. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton called black youth super predators, and she was the Democratic nominee who cheated Bernie Sanders. They're again going after. I think that she'll run again. I absolutely think if she can run, she'll run again. I think she probably knows that she's going to get charged with a crime. Hillary Clinton will get charged with a crime. I say that every segment. So, Mike Sherman, you're 100% right. But let's just continue. So, a source close to Manafort's team told Fox News the defense has not yet decided whether to have Manafort testify during the trial. This person said they will make the decision after the prosecution rests its case, which could be next week. Friday's testimony is folks. I think that they should have Manafort, humanize Manafort, because the thing is, it's not a situation where it's not like a violent crime. It's not. They've tried to make Manafort into this devil. So I think that he should speak. But Manafort, facing charges of bank fraud and tax fraud related to his political work in the Ukraine, has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Friday's testimony is focused on the tax fraud charges. So 2010, 2014 have nothing to do with the presidential election. Manafort served as chairman of Trump's presidential campaign during the summer of 2016 and was forced out in August of that year amid news stories that about his ties to then Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych. But Tony Podesta not only lobbied on behalf of Uranium One, but also went ahead and not only lobbied on behalf of Uranium One, but also went ahead and did not register as a foreign agent and lobbied for the same pro-Russian Ukrainian think tank, and was paid from the same offshore account, according to Bloomberg, that he's now on trial for. So the prosecutors walked off through each year and asked, what did Mr. Manafort say for this year for foreign bank accounts? And then it was none. So again, this has nothing to do with, and then the prosecution has expensive clothing. That's their thing. You're looking at suits and sport coats. Okay, $15,000 ostrich coat, big deal. I mean, it's ridiculous, but okay, that's what wealthy people buy. Maybe, apparently. Apparently this guy. So you have all of these extremely wealthy, extremely expensive suits and sport coats. Okay, but it's like really difficult. Is it a crime to dress well? Exactly, Deputy Dog. This is not like Papa D tracking down rumor regarding Feinstein driver. I will go ahead and see if I can get some reputable sources for that one. I've read that. I read headlines. I have to find out some headlines from some reputable sources. So the prosecution has already released exhibit photos. Exhibit 1. Is it a smoking gun? Is it something horrendous? Is it a crime scene? No, it's a beautiful blazer. Oh, okay. Is this like a game show or like a trial? On Thursday, Manafort's bookkeeper, Heather Washkin, the firm, testified that Manafort racked up large bills but struggled to pay them in 2016. So there come a time in 2016, well, when you're buying, $3 million, is it $1.5 million worth of clothing in 3 years or 4 years, that's a problem. You have a clothing fetish. Manafort obviously had a clothing fetish. There's some kind of, sickness that he had. He needed to have these amazing clothes, I mean, at a certain point, you're not going to get better than a $3,000 or $4,000 suit. It doesn't get any better. So I think he paid 20 grand for a suit or $25,000. It doesn't get any better. You're not going to get any better. It's just like scotch or wine, or you're not going to get that much better than was it Johnny Walker Blue or whatever. Or there's other scotches that are better or less price. I mean, you're not just going to get better. You're not going to Wayne Butts. Rosenstein was attorney for IRS who exonerated Manafort in regard to his tax returns. Rosenstein was attorney for IRS who exonerated Manafort. Wow. Well, there you go. I mean, I've read that too. I've heard that too. I just haven't found a source that I tried to look up a source. I couldn't find that. But Wayne Butts, thank you. Yeah, I mean, all of this is very bizarre too, because if this guy was really, really, really laundering, that much money, then why on earth did the Obama administration simply, you're laundering 20, 30 million. I think it's like 16 million that he laundered or something like that. Something 16 or 18 million. Or they, he didn't, pay his taxes on it, $16 million. You let that slide. I mean, a little ridiculous. That's a little ridiculous to let that slide. And then suddenly, because, Russian collusion, we can't go ahead and have that. So, so now the judge has stated, look, you don't care about Manafort. You just want to get to Trump. They know that Trump's just going to pardon Manafort. Rick Gates had his hand in the cookie jar and couldn't let his boss find out. Manafort, defense attorney Tom. Okay, so now Rick Gates is in a bad situation, a really bad situation. If he turns on Manafort, he's definitely not going to get pardoned, or maybe his chances of getting pardoned are lessened. Manafort's going to get pardoned by Trump. General Michael Flynn not only should get pardoned, he should get cleared of any. That was a complete setup. Then there's like obstruction by tweet. You can't obstruct anything by Twitter. Twitter is not that important in people's lives. Twitter is not that important in people's lives. And it's not an example of he can go ahead and fire Mueller tomorrow. It's within his constitutional right to do so. Alan Dershowitz has stated that. There's a Time magazine article about that. Democrats seem to think that the Mueller probe was like ordained by God. That's not the way it is. That's just not the way it is. Frank, did you check out Trump's funny tweet about LeBron James? No, I did not. Let me see. LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Don Lemon. He made LeBron look smart, which isn't easy to do. Like Mike. Wow. 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 Well, there you go. I mean, that's the thing. You're not going to defeat Trump at his own game. You're not going to go. They don't get it. They don't get it. How about being less hawkish than even Trump? If you did that, you'd have a chance, Democrats. If you said, well, you know what? We're going to kick out Max Boot. We're going to kick out Bill Kristol. We're going to kick out all the people who would want these regime changes. And we're gonna go ahead and maybe break up too big to fail banks, or push for things that that people can go ahead and agree with, and maybe can go ahead and say, oh, thank you, Frank, thank you. So it's like they don't get it. Drudge Report. Oh, wow. Diane is the person leading our nation on collusion with Russia, only done by Dems. Will she now investigate herself? Wow. Wow. I should have gone ahead and talked about this. Wow. So Drudge Report update. That's right. I read it. Details of Chinese mole by Diane Feinstein's side for 20 years. Details surface about Chinese spy who worked for Senator Feinstein. That's right. Wow. San Francisco Bay Area. CBS. This is CBS News. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. The Democrats are just falling apart at the seams. They're falling apart. They are just falling. They're in free fall. They are in absolute free fall, and they don't get it. They can't see it as an issue. They can't see what's taking place. They think they're like, everybody's a racist. They're not racist, but everyone is a racist. Everyone's racist but them, and they're like the most racist when it comes to what Hillary Clinton has stated, calling Mahatma Gandhi a gas station attendant. So, it's just unbelievable. And then you have Tony Podesta now. If Tony Podesta now, who's like, caught up in the whole thing, like I said he would. H predicted that. Wait, what is it? Bill Kristol? Wait a second. Oh. He's going to run. Wait, no, that can't be. They say he's going to run for president? What? Oh my God. Bill Kristol considering running for president war in the Democratic Party? Yeah, right. The guy who pushed for Iraq even before 9/11. This is the brilliant guy who the Weekly Standard actually sometimes has some good articles, but this is the brilliant guy who said that the Iraq war would be a good thing and still thinks it's a good thing, doesn't see it for the tragedy it is, and now votes Democrat. So, H predicted this. Not Bill Kristol, but H predicted that all of this would just come crashing down. I've been saying it every segment, whatever. No one suspected from the beginning the Russian thing is going to loop around to Chinese North Korea once the code is launched. Loretta Lynch, yeah. It's just unbelievable. And they don't get it too. Like, calling someone stupid is not racist. That's not a racist thing. That is just a human thing. Like, if the whole thing is, make Trump look bad, now you got clowned, and now what are you going to say? Now what's CNN going to do? I like Mike, so he's like, Michael Jordan's the best. That's a debate people have. He's in tune with like what normal people talk about. Normal people are like, well, who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan? LeBron or Jordan? Who's better? I happen to say that Jordan is the best. Okay. If you're younger, you say, well, LeBron, but then, just the best player of all time. Of course, then people say, well, what about Will Chamberlain? But you can, I think Jordan, LeBron is the best of this era. I mean, like you say, Kobe and LeBron, the best of the past 20 years. But I would say Michael Jordan. So, and I would even like Kobe at his best versus LeBron at his best. You could say Kobe. Kobe at his best was it was unbelievable. And he hit the toughest shots. So, Dan Quill. Yeah, Bill Russell for sure. Yeah. I mean, but see, that's the thing. He's bringing up a whole lot of things. Like Trump knows. And here you have like exactly Tommy and Lynn. This is exactly on Twitter. Thank you. I agree with you 100%. Nothing to see here. HA, we need to be talking about a drunken conversation in a London bar. Exactly. Meanwhile, details surface about Chinese spy who worked for Senator Feinstein. So now we investigate Senator Feinstein. Now we have to investigate everyone. You open up the Pandora's box, you go ahead and Elijah won when Shaq was a rookie or what is like second. Was either a rookie or a second year? Thank you, everybody, for your kind words. I like taking my grandpa nap to the soothing sounds of HA. Believe me, please use this YouTube live stream at any point in time to just go to bed. That would be awesome. And be like, Hillary's indicted. Go to bed. All right. So anyway, so we have a situation now where there's some really big things going on in terms of Dianne Feinstein. And there's going to be a time eventually, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be a time very soon. No, I see your tweets, Eric. Okay, hold on one second. Oh. Thank you, Eric. Yeah. There's going to be a time where you're not going to just be able to call someone a racist and win an argument that way. And that time is fast approaching. The left or the liberal establishment, there is no intellectual movement on the left. It's a bunch of hyperbole, emotionally driven, maniacal, like euphemism based theories. Everything's a euphemism. Everything's a euphemism, except when they go ahead and actually fall into the definition of a racist or being prejudiced or a bigot, then they're not. They coined the term fake news. Now they're full of fake news. Now they're upset by being called fake news. They talked about Russia collusion. Now they're upset when they get called out for it, for not having evidence. They cheated Bernie Sanders, then they blamed Russia for cheating them without any evidence. Every single person that's part of the whole Russian hacking nonsense, every single person now is exposed, just completely exposed. And what do you have? You're pretty much done as a political movement. They're going to get crushed. H predicted that. H loves you. Yes. H loves you. H loves you. You can do it. H says you can do it. H loves you. H be like him. So H said that Democrats are going to lose miserably. You know what? I'm not going to do this, but because of the whole things. Oh, yes. Way cool. Walk away with silence. Do good. Oh, silence. Do good. It's here. It should be underneath. Let's see. It should be underneath. It says buy merchandise, and here it is. OMG, available until tomorrow. This is that's not me. It's the thing. I'll probably change that hopefully. But here it is. So, thank you, Patricia Marino. Thank you, Patricia Marino. Thank you. So there it is, and it's also in below here. But I'm just going to show you where H said. So wait. So here I am on RT. Let me just find out where I am. Okay, so Spygate. It's the Spygate segment on RT Crosstalk. And hold on. I'm sorry I have to do this. Okay, this is stupid of me, but real stupid. It's kind of, I feel like a narcissist. Don't answer that.
Trump becoming president, we have to engage in an insurance policy.
I feel real bad actually trying to listen to myself, but hold on one second. So hold on. Let's just see. I don't want to listen to too much of myself. That's bizarre. But I just want to find out where I said that they'll lose midterms. Gosh, if you could find out, here's the link. If you could find out during this segment, anybody who if you could find out during the segment, here's the link. It's towards the, I'll eventually find out, but it's towards the end of Truth Hurts 18. I saw Obama trying to buy a legacy. Oh my God. Patricia Marino, thank you. I'm trying my best, Vahid. That's the best I got. It's the best I got. Oh, thank you, Vahid. Thank you. So here it is. Here's my RT segment. I state on there that Democrats are going to lose both the House and the Senate. But let's go ahead and read this amazing. I'll definitely talk about this tomorrow as well. But details surface about Chinese spy who worked for Senator Feinstein. So Alexander M. Gonzalez, I am not pandering at all. I'm just being me. Gotta be me. So I gotta be me. I gotta be me. I can't be what I used to be, which is very passionate about somebody I thought was passionate about a lot of things, like maybe not getting cheated or maybe fighting back if he was cheated. All right. San Francisco. New details emerged Wednesday about how a mole for the government of Communist China managed to stay by Senator Dianne Feinstein for nearly 20 years. Okay, it happened 5 years ago, but additional information just surfaced about how the Bay Area senator's office was infiltrated by a Chinese spy. The Bay Area is a hotbed for Russian and Chinese espionage. Well, you know, with Silicon Valley, all this money. I mean, any spy for any country, not just Russia or China, any country, that would be the perfect location for a spy for any country. Late last year, the Fed shut down the Russian consulate in San Francisco. You may remember the thick black smoke that billowing from building before Russian diplomat turned it over to the authorities, presumably produced by burning documents. Now all eyes are on Chinese intelligence in the Bay Area after website Politico reported last week that a staffer for Senator Dianne Feinstein turned out to be a Chinese spy who reported back to the government officials about local politics. Wow. How Silicon Valley became a den of spies. The West Coast is a growing target for foreign espionage, and it's not ready to fight back. The column revealed the Chinese spy was Feinstein's driver, who also served as a gopher in her Bay Area office and was a liaison to the Asian American community. He even attended Chinese consulate functions for the senator. Feinstein, who was the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee at the time, was reportedly mortified when the FBI told her she'd been infiltrated. Feinstein spied on by Brennan. Now there's a spy. It's not. She's not like. Then you have Hillary with a private server who is being tracked and spied on by the whole planet. We still working on conversion. H.A. Bushman. So think about Dianne Feinstein, what she had access to. So former FBI agent Jeff Harp said he was not surprised. Think about Dianne Feinstein, what she had access to. One, she had access to the Chinese community here in San Francisco, a great amount of political influence. Two, correct me if I'm wrong, Dianne Feinstein still has very close ties to the intelligence communities there in Washington, D.C. Harp ran counter-espionage to the FBI in the Bay Area. He said, in addition to traditional political intel and diplomatic secrets, Bay Area spies often focus on things like research and development, technology, and trade secrets. They also have an interest in the economy here, how to get political influence here, what's being developed in Silicon Valley that has dual-use technology. All of this is tied to the Bay Area. So it's obvious. I mean, the Bay Area, of course the Bay Area is going to be, I mean, that's pretty obvious. It's just where a lot of money and a lot of, tech, that's the mecca of, tech and startups and, obviously very wealthy people with, powerful companies. You saw the way they kissed, what's his name, Zuckerberg's behind. They just kissed his behind beyond belief. I mean, beyond belief. It was sad. Very sad. So where's Mueller now? Is Mueller going to, or is just the, so we know that Feinstein's, political organization, life, office, whatever, was infiltrated by a spy. We do not know if the DNC was hacked. We know actually that there's no evidence. So that's. But H predicted all of this. So there you go. H predicted all of this. Yes! Support Jim Jordan for Speaker of the House. Oh my God. That'll be amazing. That would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. You got to get Jim Jordan there. And they're already complaining. They're already complaining about Russia hacking the the race in Missouri. It's Clara McCaskill. Patricia Moreno. I live in California. We do not have a choice for senator. I'm thinking of voting for Lady D in hopes that she croaks before it turns. Patricia Moreno. Patricia Moreno, the whole thing's coming crashing down. H predicted all of this. I've been saying that the demise of the Democratic Party is ongoing. Frank! Frank! Just for the nature of the YouTube policies and special favors, use your imagination. Thank you, Frank. That was a fantastic visual. Thank you. And right back at you. Now I'm going to go ahead and imagine, everybody imagine Hillary doing yoga. The Firefly. Look up the Firefly. You're welcome. So whenever it's, I just can't, now they're going back and saying that Trump is a racist, but of course, there was a pastor, a black pastor, who stated just today that he's done a great amount for the black community or is doing good. And then he's getting a backlash from people. How dare you? It's like, it's good to have different thoughts. I don't think anyone should be loyal to any political party, especially if the political party is not loyal to them. That's all. That's why, I mean, there were very few people who were as loyal to Bernie. And then I realized he wasn't loyal to me. So what am I doing? Kind of like, what people should do with, I don't know. I'm not going to bring it up. So, Jim Jordan, yes. Speaker of the House. Let's make him the next Speaker of the House. Rod Rosenstein does not want that. Oh my God. Rosenstein gets Speaker of the House. It is game on. Like, it is game on. H predicted all of this, but, Jim Jordan wants to radically change the power structure in the House. I think that, so hold on, let's listen to this.
A letter saying that you want to run for Speaker of the House.
Yes.
How did you come to this decision?
Well, think about it this way. In the last year and a half under President Trump, regulations are down, taxes are down, the economy is up. We're going to get great numbers today. Unemployment's at its lowest in 20 years. Gorsuch is on the court. Kavanaugh is on deck. We're out of the crazy Iran deal. The embassies in Jerusalem and the hostages have come back from North Korea. An amazing year and a half.
Remains are coming back today.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm forgetting some other good things. So that's by anyone's definition, that's an amazing year and a half. But think about Congress. What has Congress done? We've certainly.
So he's pretty good. I mean, he would be very hard to beat for anyone in a debate. Guy is a wrestling coach. They went after him. The Democrats went after him for not knowing about crimes that it's like, okay, then Hillary knew, then Hillary should be indicted for what? Not for knowing what Harvey Weinstein was doing. Harvey Weinstein was one of her biggest backers in Hollywood. Harvey Weinstein knew Hillary personally, probably could call her up anytime he wanted. In fact, I would venture to say he probably could reach her anytime he wanted to. So, but of course she didn't. She took like 4 days to even, you know, to even denounce him. Ladies and gentlemen, also, I'll be speaking to Elizabeth Voss on the Unity for Julian vigil. And I'm very honored to do so. About my fourth time on an online vigil for Julian Assange. Very, very, very proud. And just letting Elizabeth Voss know I will log on at 9:50, so about 10 minutes from now, Pacific time. But ladies and gentlemen, what can I tell you? It's all basically the next era of American politics rests upon what happens in the midterms. Now, what happens in the midterms, I'm telling you, H has told you that Democrats will again lose the House and the Senate. So when H is right, well, then you know what? Whatever. You don't have to do anything. H will be right again. But what do the stupid polls say? Let's say midterm polls. So we have 50. The Rasmussen poll shows Trump at 50%, which is hilarious. Oh, look. 6.9 in the average. It's going down. It was at 8 and 7, now 6.9. And it'll go down again. Look at that. There's an Economist poll, latest one, 4. Democrats up 4. And you take out the Quinnipiac poll where Democrats are up 12. And the average very likely goes down to what? Early 6.2, 6.3, whatever. You take out some of these polls where Democrats are just, up 13, up 12. Ridiculous. Up 9. Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, these are like the Democrats up 13, Democrats up 12. It's ridiculous. Democrats are not up 13 or 12 at any point. The president of the United States, Mika Brzezinski, the president of the United States is completely unhinged. No, he's not. That word is overused. Hillary was completely unhinged when she said that she used a private server for convenience. That's the thing. It's so ridiculous. Everybody's unhinged. It's unhinged. You're unhinged. Like the left seems to have like this monopoly on sanity. They seem to think that they're the ones who are completely sane. He's unhinged. Look what he's doing. He's unhinged. Oh my God. He's unhinged. No, he's not. That's why 60 million voters voted for him. Mika says Trump's latest rally shows his mental decline. Oh my God. How is he? He was hilarious at the rally. Mika Brzezinski is like saying, oh my God, he's unhinged. Look what happened at the rally. How does she get to this conclusion?
So my take is this. It's blunt, fair to say, but I've been there before, and I did it when it wasn't cool to do. And I'm going to do it again. He's not well. That's the bottom line.
He's not well? Why? Why is Trump not well?
There's no way anyone who knows Donald Trump, but is not bought in some way, could watch him last night and not come away with the feeling that the president of the United States is completely unhinged.
But that's what people like about him. He's off the cuff and unhinged. How? What did he do? What did he do? Did he overtly lie? Did he say, oh, yeah, my worst mistake was Libya? That's very polished, but, you know, sorry, you don't get to say, Obama said my worst mistake was destroying an African nation. And, oh, okay, well, there you go. No problem. If it's your worst mistake and you own up to it, that's fine.
And getting worse by the day. Perhaps the stress is really...
Now it's like gaslighting beyond belief. It might be the stress. That's it. It just might be the stress. It's okay. Tell us how you feel, Mr. President. This is a really bad problem. This is a really bad problem.
Squeezing in on him. It's interesting that a former reality TV star and colleague of Trump is releasing a book with the title Unhinged. And this is a woman who knew him during his reality show days.
Yeah, she's also very upset with Trump, okay, because she was fired. But don't let that get in the way of your analysis, Mika.
Very well, and then went with him to the White House, and in it, she describes a reaction to a man that she had known for over a decade, who is in the state of mental decline. It's a concern that we've voiced on this show during the campaign.
Meanwhile, Hillary is like falling, just collapsing during the election, and everybody's like, how dare you, if you even say anything about her, if you even say anything about her, you're a bad person.
And over the last tumultuous 18 months, try and find someone who's not politically invested or too fearful of Donald Trump or the Republican Party, who knew the man a decade ago, who will tell you that his mental state has not deteriorated radically over the past few years.
And what does that say about the Democratic Party? So even if that were true, which is a bunch of hogwash, they can't even beat a guy who's like losing it mentally. Pastor Walt, Gimbio, keep on doing a good job exposing the deep state. Thank you, Pastor Walt. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Walt. Thank you very, very much. Have a great Friday evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor Walt. Let's continue. So Mika is warning out of very kindness. She's a very kind, wonderful person. She's warning everyone that President Trump is too stressed. He should really let Bill Kristol win, and we can have a neocon Republican like Bush.
Or changed, or come out in some way. It is transforming what we're watching. You will not that person from Donald Trump's past if they're telling you the truth. We were told.
So basically anyone who from his past who disagrees with you is not telling the truth. Okay.
Of his unfitness for office by those closest to him on the campaign, and we saw it ourselves up close in the December 2015 interview in which he first pledged his fealty to Vladimir Putin. Now, let me tell you.
His fealty?
Pull that interview up. And it's a little embarrassing.
It's a little embarrassing.
You can see in our faces in real time us kind of going.
What are you talking about? His fealty. He didn't. For what? He didn't punch the guy in the face? Because that's a super smart. Zbigniew was security advisor for Carter, along with Charlie Wilson. Sold the idea that Al Qaeda and Taliban were freedom fighters. Seems smart. That's right. That's right. Absolutely, Chess. Absolutely. So, Zbigniew Brzezinski. That's right. That's right. That's the original. The Chas 1422. That was the original thing that got us in.
From jovial and fun to sitting up and listening to him and realizing this guy's not right. And this is bad what's happening.
Now that he's gone from racist to dictator to crazy person. They're not stopping. They're not stopping.
Here. And we showed you this person throughout the campaign, and we pointed out those issues. You listened to him talk about Russia during the campaign on this show. We were told repeatedly that it was something we'll do anything about it, not the people who can. Same as it ever was.
An hour-long interview I did with him in 2007. His cadence, his eyes.
His cadence, his eyes? You can't gaslight people anymore. It's not working. It's not working. So now there's like going to be 30 segments on Trump has lost his mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to log on early to Unity for Julian. I want to thank you all. God bless you all. Thank you so very, very much. I hope I've allowed some people to go to bed with my soothing, very boring segment. And thank you so to my super chat. Thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. They can't even win the Mueller case, which is hilarious. Hilarious. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Oh, and checking out Unity for Julian. I will be on in minutes. Okay. Go to my at H.A. Goodman author, but also go to Elizabeth Voss, Susie Dawson, and also just Unity for J on Twitter. You can find the link. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and give you the link right now. So Unity. Let me give you the link right now. So here's the link. Here is the link, everybody.
Generalized.
And here's the link. So everyone, please, please, please go ahead and watch me there. Share that link. I'll be on in minutes. Thank you so very much. Have a fantastic and wonderful Friday evening. Thank you.